The scenery outside reminds me of my pride, reminds me of my will. At the windowsill, I sit and see the grays, the children they all play and laugh amongst themselves. Somehow remind me of myself on the merry-go-round.
A second, but I just want to tell you about what happened a little while ago, a few hours ago. It skyrocketed. It shot up, and I got text messages from people. Hey, look at rain. Look what's going on. So around 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, and this is the 1 hour chart, we got this candle right here. And this candle, jumped up quite a bit. But then the next candle, you can see the high. So this went from, it was around kind of where it is now, right? In the $11, $12 range. And all of a sudden it just shot up, boom, to almost $15, $14 and let's call it 85 cents, right? So there were, and you can go through the transactions and find the wallets and stuff, but there were a couple different wallets who were buying. There was one particular wallet that bought, I didn't add it up, but off the top of my head, over 20 grand worth within that amount of time. And this is what it did, okay? Shot up to, like I said, almost $15. The reason for this, and what I've been trying to tell you all for a while, is look over here at the circulating supply, okay? The circulating supply is 1 million. It has a very small supply. That means that it is that much more susceptible to volatility. When there are buys, it goes up that much higher. When there are sells, it goes down that much lower. But the thing about Raincoin, right, that I've noticed, and let me bring this back down, is that we just keep going up. Yeah, there's ups and downs, absolutely, right? When you look at the chart, obviously it's ups and downs. But what I'm saying to you is this. Let me draw this for you. When it actually started taking off, right, to now, this is basically the trajectory. Despite everything else that's going on, this is basically what this thing is doing. Oops, sorry. Get rid of that. And the reason is because, for whatever reason, whatever the phenomenon is, the holders of this project hold. They hold it. They buy it and they hold it. Now, everybody's got their price, right? Everybody has hopefully, everyone has their set price. Where basically they're going to say, all right, at this price, I'll sell this much. I'll take profits here. I'll take profits there. You should be taking profits, right? We all know that. You absolutely should be taking profits along the way. But for the most part, people are absolutely holding. In that wallet, you can look at it, right? And I'm not a great blockchain guy with tracing wallets and stuff like that, but the basics I can handle. And looking at the transactions, it bought all that and then held it, didn't sell any of it. Now obviously some people sold, right, and it came back down. But ultimately, like I say, so many people are holding, buying and holding, and with there only being 1 million supply, it just, you can jump up so high, right? And this is what it's basically done. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Do that. All right, get rid of that, do this. All right, so I want to bring this over here and open it up again for you. So you see, yeah, it shot up, but obviously that candle, even within that hour, that candle, it came right back down because people saw that big, huge jump and they decided to take some profits. So down it came, and then we had the next hour, and the next hour, people said, wow, what an unbelievable price. And it shot up so fast, it's probably not going to stay there. It didn't really follow the track. Look at this thing. It went nuts, right? So, they were smart, and they said, well, it's going to come back down. So I'm going to take some profits, and, maybe they took some profits and maybe bought back in. We see this next candle that's coming up right now is so far green, right? And I believe that we will continue along this trajectory. So maybe they took some profits and then bought back in and got even more for their money, right? Smart trading. The way that this thing goes for every transaction, if you haven't already heard this, right? For every transaction, and that's buying, selling, or transferring, there is a 1% tax. And that 1% tax is paid out daily. Almost with every transaction, I think it happens, right? The way that they've written the contract. And then once per day, there's another big dump of rewards, reflections that are given back to the holders. Okay. Now I'm not holding a lot, and I don't mind showing you this. Let me open up my. I got myself 22, 23 some odd rain coin, right? So right now it's looking at 23.79. I can tell you earlier this morning. When was the last time? It might have been late last night. I looked at it. It was 23.78, right? Now, okay. So that's not a whole heck of a lot to gain, but the thing is, I only own less than 24 of them. The more of them you own, the more reflections you're getting. So if you have a crap ton of them, you're getting a good percentage of those rewards every day, and this thing it keeps going up exponentially. You're gaining more and more and more. What they call discretionary income. Okay. So right now, well, I can tell you that you're looking at it as like $280 worth, right, in USD. When it went up here, it was like up at like $360 worth. I could have sold some, right, and maybe bought back down here and maybe picked myself up a couple extra. I could have done that, but I didn't bother doing it because I'm just holding on to what I have, like everyone else is holding on to what they have, and we're following this trajectory, and it's going to keep going. I probably put in less than $80 to $60, and then I bought a little bit more, another $20. So I probably put in about $80 worth, and now I've got a $200 profit. I mean, again, I'm not retiring, but what's wrong with that, right? If I never bought any more, what's this thing going to do in another month or two? What's it going to do when we actually start getting into the bull market? And what's it going to do when more and more people actually start finding out about this? Looking at the tokenomics, looking at the algorithm here, exactly how they've got this thing set up. The way they've got it set up with such a low supply, it just keeps going up. I'm not saying it can't come down. Of course it can come down. A lot of people can decide to sell. It can come back down. But it's just going to catch itself and keep going and keep going and keep going. It was an experiment that two gentlemen decided, one of them was a blockchain guy, writes code, writes contracts. The other one is, a finance major. And they put together this system that I've never really seen before. And so it was an experiment, and so far it seems to be working quite well. So is it too late to get in? Absolutely not. You see, with just a few buys, how much jumping this thing can actually do. And as more people get in, it's going to continue on this trajectory. And depending on how much you get in, depends on how much money you're going to make and how fast, right? Nothing's a guarantee, not financial advice. All I can say is that if you scroll out and look at this thing, what else right now looks this way? Not much else. Let me go to the daily chart so you really kind of get a feeling for what's happening here. Look at that. I've got to spread it out because you can't even see the candles. It's such an upward trajectory, right? But this is what's been going on. So right around Christmas, right here, it started getting a little life, and then it kept going up, 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 and then, a couple big candles, and it's just gone crazy since then. And that's where we're at, okay? So, again, putting it on your radar. I'm going to keep putting it on your radar because it seems to be doing really, really well. And I want you to do your own research on it. I want you to get into the contract, get into the wallets if you want, get into the Telegram room, ask questions, do whatever you need to do to find out about this one, because I know some people who are actually invested a little heavier than I am who are doing really, really well. And I don't see how it's, because of the way it goes, I don't see how it's too late to get into this one. I am going to be putting more in when I have the opportunity to. It's, money's money, right? I'm just not overflowing with it right now. But when I get it, this is going to be one of the first ones I put more into. But that's just me. All right. Anyway, I hope you like the different camera angles. I got a new camera and I set up 2 cameras now, so I can do this kind of thing. That's right. I can look at you over here, or I can look at you back over here. All right. I'll talk. Well, my dog can come in and look at you. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. Ciao.